Today we're going to be going over the brand new Armani Code Eau de Parfum 2024. Now it's important not to get the two mixed up because we have Code Eau de Parfum 2024 and we have Code Eau de Parfum whenever this one was released, right? So the main difference is going to be the bottle. They're moving everything over to this new style. All of these are refillable, whereas the old ones, they are not. The old Code Eau de Parfum, I've covered it before. It has a vanilla suede tonka combination. The new Eau de Parfum, there's been some rumors floating around that it smells like the original Armani Code Profumo. And of course, that's this guy right here. This and Code Absolute got discontinued. Big bummer. However, if it's back, I guess that kind of lessens the blow a little bit. So we're going to be going over this one in full detail. I'm going to go over performance, price, compliment factor, if it's close to Profumo, the notes, all of that stuff, just in a typical review. So I guess we could start with the smell, just kind of walk you through the opening at least. When you spray it for the first time, if you've had any experience with Code Profumo, this one is going to ring a bell. So yeah, they are very similar. And Code Profumo itself, I think, is a fantastic flanker because it still maintains that original Eau de Toilette DNA, but it amps it up, it makes it stronger, it gives it more of a kind of a modern style complement factor ability. And that's what you're getting here. A lot of the tonka coming through, and it does maintain that very similar root beer cola slight fizziness that Code Profumo was known for. And that's great news for a lot of us because, and I've said it before, Code Profumo was one of my favorite designer fragrances ever. Loved that stuff for a long time. And so when it was getting discontinued, that was a pretty big surprise and also a very sad thing to hear about too. The reason why it was a surprise is because in my mind, I thought it was a huge bestseller, and it definitely was at some point, but I guess either not enough to where they took it away for a while, or they just wanted to rebottle it and change things up. I guess either of those is plausible. So let's go ahead and look at the note breakdown. Now, I don't believe this one is on FRAGRANCEBUY.CA, at least at the time of me recording. So I'm getting these notes from Macy's, which is where I bought this from, full retail. So it's classified as a fougere ambery spicy scent, okay? Up top, we have green mandarin essence. In the mid, we have nutmeg essence. And in the base, we have tonka bean absolute. So 3 notes, but who cares? That's kind of giving you the basic gist of this one anyway, but really the best way to look at it would be to just go look at the Code Profumo DNA and just assume that a lot of those have carried over because they smell similar. So they have those explanations of how this one is kind of being produced, but who really cares about that? Not most of us. Now, one of the weird things about this coming back to life is that this is an Eau de Parfum. If you guys remember, the original Code Profumo and even Code Absolute, those were both full parfum concentrations. Hence Profumo, right? In that one, and then Absolute oftentimes will usually be a parfum as well across a lot of the other designer brands, and that's how it played out too. And so it has me thinking, you know, we already have Code Parfum, which is kind of an iris twist on that DNA. Are they going to maybe rework that one and release it again next year or something, or even this year or sometime in the future, and bring back Code Absolute? And so now you have kind of a simplified Armani Code Eau de Toilette, Eau de Parfum Profumo, and then Parfum Absolute. I wonder if that's something that they would do, and honestly, I would hope for it. I love Code Parfum, don't get me wrong, but I like Code Absolute better. And the reason why I'm also saying that is not just straight up making stuff up, but I mean, they did the same simplification process with Acqua di Gio, right? We now have the Eau de Toilette, we have the Eau de Parfum, and we have the Parfum, where it used to be the Profumo. And then, of course, you have all those in-between scents as well. Like now we've got a Profondo Eau de Parfum, we've got Profondo Parfum. You know, I think they're trying to make things a little bit easier to understand for the consumer, and maybe that helps to encourage the average consumer to buy more of the line, seeing that you can look at it at face value and say weakest to strongest, because a lot of times that's how it works out, but not always the case. And so, yeah, that's a bit of a digression, but that's kind of why I'm thinking the way that I am about this. And as far as how close it gets to Code Profumo, very close. Now, I do think there are a couple differences. I think this one does take more of an eau de parfum approach to Code Profumo Parfum, being that it's just a little bit lighter. Not a ton, but a little bit. A tiny bit fresher, just slightly. That's kind of the main factor that separates the two. Now, you still do get that original Code kind of smell off the opening, kind of works its way further into the Profumo smell as it dries down. So I wouldn't say that they just took that original DNA and rebottled it without changing anything. I don't believe that to be the case. Because spraying them both, you know, up in the air and experiencing the opening, it's something where you can tell a bit of a difference. Not drastic, but it's subtle. And so now let's talk about performance. Again, eau de parfum versus parfum. Does it hold up to the performance of the OG a little bit? It's not quite as strong on my skin, mostly in the longevity department. Projection is still great. It's definitely one that's going to jump off your skin and get you noticed, but you can tell as far as longevity, lasting power, it's lacking a little bit, but just by an hour or two variance. Again, nothing crazy and kind of what you would expect given the difference in concentration. Code Profumo has always been a beast mode scent, and for a lot of people, plenty strong enough, and that's how I view this one too. It's gonna more than get the job done for most people 99% of the time. Quality is about what you would expect with this one too, coming from Armani. They're top notch, right? They're one of the more premium designer brands, and especially their pricing reflects that as well. A lot of their pricing can rival some niche when we're talking retail versus retail. And you look at some of the niche brands that are a little bit more on the affordable end, Armani and YSL and Dior, they can surpass those retail prices sometimes, and especially surpass discounter prices. So that is crazy. And you're paying a lot for these, but you do get, at least to me in most instances, a really good return on that. You know, it's not like paying full retail for a Nautica scent or something. There's a massive difference in quality and composition and overall delivery. So really quickly, let's try to look at the pricing. So we've got the 2.5 ounce, 75 ml for 130 bucks. You can get this size bottle, which is the 4.2, 120 ml, okay, for $165. So, you know, not as bad as Acqua di Gio Parfum and you know, Profondo Parfum and all those, right? But still, it's up there. Not quite as bad as the elixirs either when we're talking price per milliliter. But again, it's not going to be something that everybody wants to pay for up front. It's not on discounters yet. Code Eau de Parfum, the original is, but not the new Profumo smelling one. So again, if you're shopping, make sure you are getting the 2024 version if you're shopping for it. You know, make sure you got a picture or you can clarify with the company that this is what you're getting if this is what you want. Because if you see Code Eau de Parfum out there, likely it's the original as of the filming of this video. I don't think it'll be long before this one pops up. I would say Fragrance By, Joma Shop, Fragrance Net, they'll all probably get this one in below retail at some point pretty soon. Definitely in time before fall or winter, so you can wait around a little bit and pick it up then. That's going to do it for me, guys. Code Eau de Parfum, a nice, you know, reintroduction of the coveted and loved Profumo. I'm glad to see it back because I've been hating the fact that I can't include Profumo in the cooler weather videos anymore, and I haven't been able to for a while. Even though it's something that I still love and wear and enjoy when it's colder out, I feel like I can't share it because, you know, nobody else can buy it. And now you can. So grab this one for fall and winter time. Might not be high priority right now in summer, but man, this one, it's going to go hard when it's cool outside. And I know this one's probably going to be flying off the shelves pretty quickly. Now, as soon as this one hits discounters, I will send out an email and a text to my mailing list and texting list down below. That's going to be the one place you want to be if you want to get notified of new fragrances hitting discounters or rare discontinued scents coming into stock as well. We're always keeping you guys updated over there. So make sure you hit the link down below, put in your email, send any text to the number down below to be opted in there. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy. We'll see you tomorrow with another one. Take care.